I'm in the process of buying a $3 million business, and I'm not rich. I'm not a private equity firm. I'm not a family office, and I haven't raised millions of dollars from investors. So how is this possible? In this video, I'm going to break down how this works and why more people are doing it. Hi folks, my name is Augustin. After graduating from the Air Force Academy, I spent 16 years in engineering and telecommunications infrastructure, always looking for a way to advance my career or get into entrepreneurship. I earned my MBA, and instead of starting a business from scratch, I decided to buy an existing one. This approach is called Entrepreneurship Through Acquisition, or ETA, and it completely changed the way I thought about entrepreneurship. Most people think that in order to buy a business, you have to have millions of dollars sitting in your bank account. That is not true. In reality, it takes a combination of bank loans, seller financing, and some amount of your own equity. So instead of paying $3 million upfront, you structure the deal using those financial tools. For example, let's say you wanted to buy a $3 million business. You could structure it as 80-10-10. Come from a bank loan, 10% would come from seller financing in terms of a note, and 10% would come from your own equity, so your cash that you will be putting down. So in this example, you would only need a few $100,000 to acquire the business instead of $3 million. So why would the bank agree to this? Well, because the business already has cash flows. It's an ongoing concern. It's an ongoing operation with customers, with employees that are highly skilled in what they do, with profits that are coming through if the business is well run and has been around for a long time, and the business model is already proven. So what you end up doing is you're using the cash flows from the business to pay off the loan. You're not betting a new investment on an idea. The business model is already proven. So that is why the bank would go for this, because there's a higher chance of them getting their money back. In reality though, the journey to acquisition, to being a business owner, is mired with obstacles. It's not that easy. It's up and down. It's a long road. It's been a long road for me. It's a marathon. You have to be persistent. You have to persevere. And some of those obstacles include deals that fall apart for multiple reasons. Sellers change their mind at the last minute. I know a friend who were about to close on a deal, and the seller changed their mind on the day of closing and didn't sign the papers. Banks take time to underwrite this type of deals. They ask lots of questions, and you are personally guaranteeing the loan. So it's a huge risk that you're taking, especially if you're already married, you have kids, you have a house, right? You're personally guaranteeing that loan. So if something were to go wrong with the business and you had to declare bankruptcy, the responsibility would fall on you to liquidate your assets to pay the bank. The bank can come after you. That's what it means. That's what personal guarantee means. In my case, I use money that I had saved over the year in my 401k. I use a great majority of my retirement nest egg to put down as equity for this business acquisition. So it's the risks but in spite of all those risks, why am I willing to do this? Why am I willing to take this chance? Well, I am betting on myself, right? I was in a long corporate career as a senior engineer, building and designing networks for multinational, for Fortune 500 companies. And I felt like I didn't have control. I couldn't bet on myself. I would rather bet on myself. I would rather take a chance on myself because I want to achieve financial freedom. I want the optionality that owning your own business offers. And I want to build meaningful wealth for me and my family. And I couldn't think of any other way to do that other than owning a business. This is the best path, the best chance that I found for me to achieve control, impact, and build something meaningful. I want to lead a team. I want to grow a real business, and I want to create long-term value. That's why I'm willing to bet on myself. So what's next? What are we going to talk about? On this channel, I'm going to document everything. How I find deals, how I evaluate them, what happens behind the scenes, the wins, the losses, and the challenges along the way. Like I told you, it's been a roller coaster of a journey. And I'm glad I'm finally doing this. A lot of the things that I've learned are gonna help you if you're aspiring to go down the same road in the future. So if you ever thought about owning a business, or you're just curious about this world, how this world works, join me on this journey, because I'm going to share the real story, not just the highlight.